What's happening, guys? BJ here, coming at you for another video. Today's video, what we're going to talk about is 6 ways that you can boost that metabolism. It's backed by science. It's not a bunch of waffle. Make sure you stick around for the end because I will be revealing something that isn't just generic mainstream advice, but it's something that's genuinely going to help you long term if you stick with it. Without further ado, let's get into today's video. Now, let's look at a metabolism. What is a metabolism? BJ, what is a metabolism? Well, what is a metabolism? What is a metabolism? Okay, metabolism is a thing that enables us to live. So it's all the energy products that come in, right? So with food or drink or supplements, and it's how our body processes all of those things and converts them into energy for survival. Okay, with that out of the way, let's talk about ways that you can, or what generic society thinks that ways you can boost your metabolism. Well, number one is drink more water. Drink more water, okay? And often people are like, oh, you know, maybe if I chill the water, then I will be able to boost my metabolism because it's changing my body temperature to lower levels. And then when you have a lower body temperature, your homeostasis or your balance, your equilibrium is changed. Therefore, your body has to heat up naturally. And when you heat your body up naturally, you boost your metabolism and then process all of those things a lot more effectively. Now, this is a very temporary thing, and often people are very much under the impression that, wow, if I don't have to lift a finger, I just have to drink some water that's cold and then I'll boost my metabolism. And see, this is the problem because it's the mindset. It's the mindset behind being lazy and not lifting a finger in order to achieve something. Now, whilst there is some truth to it, there are better ways to do it, which we'll get to a little bit later on. Second thing that I want to talk about is coffee. Now, people are often always under the impression that coffee is a thermogenic way to increase the body temperature, and that's true. It boosts your epinephrine, norepinephrine, and adrenaline because of the chemical components in the brain that release dopamine, and also energy, so it boosts your adrenal gland. Okay, but be careful because there's a thing called catecholamines, that if we have too much of it, it can actually cause adrenal fatigue. Okay, so whilst it is good in small doses and it has been proven to improve cognitive functioning of people and also enhance athletic performance, we need to understand that coffee is another short-term thing to boost our metabolism. It's a very temporary thing. Okay, the same goes with the third thing, which is green tea. Now, green tea is kind of just like that herbal, whatever you want to say it, is a way of making, you know, that catechins. So catechins, basically, it's antioxidants that enable, you know, that boost, that caffeine boost. Okay, just be careful too, because, you know, often people get caught in the green tea fads, like selling fit tea and all that sort of stuff, so it can go very by the wayside a little bit. So just be careful about that. And again, it's a very temporary thing. We see often people who are overweight drinking green tea and not seeing any benefit. Now, the fourth thing is chili. Now, I mentioned this in previous videos. Chili, there's a thing called pepsin in it, and pepsin also boosts the body temperature. Now, our baseline body temperature is about 36 odd degrees, and you know, if we improve that, if we boost that temperature, it's also going to require energy for us to come back to our baseline. Like I said, very temporary. I love personally adding chili flakes and cayenne pepper and paprika and like all these spices to my foods, because obviously you want to eat food and you want to desire it. But like I said, again, very temporary. You see often there's obese people eating fast food and they put chili on it and they still can't lose weight. Now, apple cider vinegar. Okay, now we often split down the medical community about the benefits of it. There was times in the past where apple cider vinegar was seen as this like holy grail gospel of fat loss, and you just sprinkle it all over your salad and you know, everywhere you put it, right? But just know that it doesn't have any major long-term effects with fat loss. There's no proven hard concrete science out there that supports apple cider vinegar for benefiting you long-term. There is empirical evidence about apple cider vinegar helping with Candida albicans, which is a fungi infection, but basically that's about it. You know, it tastes like dog bile, and it's pretty. No, you don't need it. You really don't need it unless, like I said, you have a fungi infection. And lastly, number 6, the one you've all been waiting for. Lift weights. Get stronger, get leaner, become more filled out in your frame. Now, there's a reason why. Skeletal muscle mass is actually proven to burn more fat at rest from just doing nothing than someone who's overweight. Like, your body is literally going to require more energy to survive. 5 pounds of muscle burns 20 pounds of fat in a day, approximately. Whereas 1 pound of fat burns 5 calories. 5 pounds of muscle burns 250 calories in a day. Whereas 1 pound of muscle burns 50 calories in a day. If you're carrying around an extra 10 pounds of muscle, you are burning more than just the average civilian. And also what this means is you can continue to get away with having things like cheat meals, which I don't really like to use the word cheat meal because it has a negative connotation to it, but just a high calorie, highly palatable meal. You can get away with doing that and not feel guilty about it just because you've put in your investment over time, putting in that muscle time, putting in that time to grow that muscle, which is actually going to pay off long term. It's like putting in money into an investment fund and it paying dividends in the long term, which enables you to withdraw from your bank. But just beware that if you stop weight training, your body will start to atrophy the muscle and it will actually decrease the muscle. So if you still think that you can get away with having those like comfort foods or cheat meals, you're horribly mistaken, because your body will decondition, you'll go backwards. The average American loses approximately 1 pound of muscle every month after the age of 25. So if you don't want to become another statistic, I strongly recommend that you get into some form of a resistance training program and put on more muscle, start lifting heavier weights, get stronger, get leaner, feel better. And then you won't have to be worried about all of these nonsensical things that we talked about earlier in order for you to make that to be your main focus. Your main focus should always be getting stronger, leaner, more powerful in the gym and evolving and changing and just, becoming a force to be reckoned with. So that pretty much covers 6 things that, honestly, if you implement the last one, most importantly, that's going to be massively game changing for you, because as soon as you have more muscle in your frame, you're burning more fat just from existing. Hope you like this video. Make sure you like and subscribe, and peace out.